Hello, ladies. My name is Anna. Welcome to Femina Sola Gratia. This is a channel devoted to the teachings of Titus 2, 3 through 5. Today I wanted to talk to you about the kind of man you should marry if you are not yet married. First and foremost, marry a man, look for a man who loves the Lord above all, that his walk with the Lord is constantly maturing, that he is mature in his faith. Marry a man who is devoted to the ideal of being and to the teaching, God's teaching of his headship of man, the patriarchal nature of the family and the marriage, manship, men and women. And marry a man who wants you to be at home with your children, and marry a man who loves children and understands the importance of them. Marry a man who will protect you, who will protect your virtue, who will protect your name, who will physically protect you. Look for a man who understands the calling on his life, that he knows what he's doing, and he's at least got a plan that he's working on. Depends on the age you marry and everything, but don't marry a man who's a wanderer, who has no idea what he's doing. Marry a man who is disciplined, who is a hard worker. Now, by being a hard worker, you don't want to work. I don't mean marry a workaholic. But when it's time to work, he works and he does a good job. He's devoted to delivering a good product, or putting in his time and doing it with excellence, so that his employer is pleased with him, and if he has a business of his own, that he can actually grow it. Marry a man who is direct, who says what he means, and he means what he says, and he's a man of integrity. He's not going to lie. He's not going to be double-minded and unstable in all of his ways. He's not going to be wishy-washy on anything. He's direct. He knows what he thinks. He knows where he stands, and he knows why. And he's able to give an answer as to what he believes about the Bible, as to what his role is, his duties are in the family. He's able to explain his vision for his life, the calling God has put upon him, and he's able to do it well with directness. Look for a man who is not lazy. You don't want a man devoted to comfort. You don't want a man who is devoted to taking shortcuts, or to lying to get out of things he needs to do. And even in the church, you do run into these kind of men sometimes. Marry a man who knows how to honor authority. He would honor his parents. He would honor his father. He would honor the elders in the church. He would honor the authority of the government, as long as the government is not being anti-God. You know, that he knows when and where to take a stand if he needs to, but that he's not in rebellion against those to whom he should rightly be under the authority of, who knows how to respect the authority of his boss, his employer, who's willing to show your father respect and honor. and who treats you and your children, your mother, his mother, his sisters, and so on, with respect. But who understands that he's the authority and you're not. Don't marry a man who can't settle on a job. We already talked about this briefly, but if you have a man that goes from job to job to job to job, or who says things like, well, I had to leave because they were jealous of me, or there was a conspiracy against me there. Do these kind of things happen sometimes? Certainly. But if it's a pattern with him, that's a dangerous sign, ladies. That is so dangerous. Don't marry an effeminate man. You don't want a man that acts effeminate, that talks effeminate, that dresses effeminate, or that has any kind of an effeminate attitude in his life. The word effeminate in the New Testament means soft and pliable. You don't want a man that's nice. Nice is not a biblical requirement. It's not a biblical characteristic. Kindness is, but niceness isn't. So if you have a man that's just so nice, and he's just so, well, I just want to get along, or, I don't really care, as long as everybody else is happy. This is a man that's likely never going to be able to make up his mind about anything, never going to be able to apply himself to anything, and never going to accomplish anything that is worth anything. Therefore, he can't lead you well, he can't provide for you, he can't protect you. Don't marry a man who is sloppy. And I don't mean he needs a 3-piece suit all the time, or that he has to dress up all the time in any way whatsoever. But if you have a man that's sloppy in his appearance, he doesn't take care of his hair, if he has a beard, he doesn't take care of that, he doesn't take care of his own stuff, his car, his truck, his personal items, his room, his home if he has one, his office space. If he's not going to take care of that stuff, he's not going to take care of other things in his life. And that means you. He won't help you take care of your home one day when y'all marry and you have a place, whether it's big or little, it won't matter. It will be a mess because he doesn't care. You don't want that. You don't want a man who is sloppy. And watch his breath too. Does he take care of his mouth, his teeth, his breath? That is also a red flag. Make sure he's neat and well groomed. He's clean. His clothes are clean. His beard is brushed and his hair is brushed. He's not greasy looking. Don't look for a man. Look for a man who is not devoted to entertainment. Now, I don't see a problem with anyone, male, female, having some form of entertainment if their work is all done. But if that is his life, there is an issue. The work comes first. And sometimes it comes instead. You don't always have time to sit down and relax at the end of the day. Just to have fun. You should make time. He should make time to do what he needs to do family-wise. But if a man, for instance, the whole idea of the gamer boy that lives in his mother's basement, you would not want someone like that. Although playing a game occasionally is not a problem, any more than reading a novel is or watching a movie, as long as they are honoring to look to the Lord and not leading you astray in some way. Take these things serious. Don't marry a drinker. Don't marry someone who is addicted to. You just don't want that. Don't marry someone who does. Be careful. Be wise. You see my dog over there? That's Meryl. Ladies, marry a man who will pray with you, who will pray for you, who has been praying for you for a long time before he actually met you. Marry a man who will want to have talks with you about things that are important and won't play around when it comes to those talks. A married man who wants to teach you more about the Word of God. Yes, this is a lot. But this is also stuff that people once took for granted, that you looked for a man who was a man. You know, things like being a homesteader or hunter, fishing, having a garden, those are nice. Those are bonuses, because there are other ways, and it depends on circumstances, of course, but depending on his job and where he lives to do the job he does, you know, he can't always do those things. If you have a man who is where he can do those, that's a blessing too. But don't make non-necessary things necessary. Don't make things that are not essential. And don't do that in your own mind either. Well, he has to have blue eyes. He has to be 6 feet tall. I want someone who is exactly between this age and this age. He can't be a year or two younger or a year or two older. He has to like the kind of entertainment I like. He has to like this or that because I do. He has to like Italian because that's my favorite kind of food. You don't want to make those kind of demands. But the things I've mentioned to you, these are all things that are very important. And, you know, I beg you to think about them, to pray over them, and to marry a man that is biblically qualified to lead you and to be a husband and to be a father. Okay? Until next time, do all that you do is unto the Lord, and if you will, please like and subscribe, and please tell others about us.